Maybe it's a different story each time, and I'm just making Cosmos of Chaos.
Tell me what you see.
A creature of pattern recognition.
Pretty butterfly.
Defining and confining stories of old and new.
Prometheus, are you seeing this?
Nevertheless, I want to talk about a hero. You've seen this hero 1,000 times before. She's all powerful. He's all capable, unstoppable when he or she, or rather they, commit their will towards their purpose. This hero wears 1,000 faces, the protagonist of tales as old as language itself, an actor in myths forgotten by time, and central to dungeon quests yet to be played.
Let's quest!
Let me explain. Some time ago, Joseph Campbell found that man was historically conditioned to tell the same story over and over again. A cyclical tale of death and rebirth, of growth, exit, and return. He called it the Monomyth. Before going further, I think it's important to tackle the contemporary use of the word myth, as in, that's just a myth. To paraphrase Campbell, myth isn't a lie, myth is metaphor. Throughout Campbell's work, The Hero with 1,000 Faces, where he outlines the 17 stages of the hero's journey, he ventures into the connection between this never-ending story and the nature of man. If metaphysical musings aren't your cup of tea, and you only care about the narrative progression, you can turn to Dan Harmon's story cycle for the bare-bones version of the hero's journey, which reduces the 17 stages to 8. Number 1, a character is in the zone of comfort, but they want something.
You know, love is a chemical and all that stuff from earlier? Well, I was thinking, you know, could you make some sort of chemical thing happen inside of Jessica's mind? You know, so where she falls in love with me and all that sort of thing?
They enter an unfamiliar situation.
Close off and mate with me for life.
Can we maybe go somewhere more private?
Adapt to it. Get what they want.
Alright, Morty, here we are.
Oh my god, Rick! Is that us? We're dead! What is going on, Rick? I'm freaking out!
Calm down, Morty. Look at me. Calm down, Morty.
No, I can't do it.
You gotta calm yourself, Morty. Morty, calm down, Morty.
Pay a heavy price. Then return to a familiar situation, having changed. Rinse, repeat. Each stage deserves a video of its own. In this season, I'll delve into a few like Atonement of the Father and esoteric motifs like Cosmic Egg.
Role-playing games are it's sort of an interactive storytelling around a table.
The first half of this video serves as a cursory introduction to the hero's journey, so you know what I'm talking about when I discuss its importance to role-playing games like D&D. Take the myth of Prometheus. He ascended to the heavens, stole fire from the gods, and descended with this holy gift to share with humankind. This is the nuclear unit of the hero's myth. Separation. A hero ventures into a new world. Initiation. Fabulous forces are encountered. And return. The hero returns with the treasure or boon of their quest, be it immaterial or material. I'll get into each stage broken into its particulars and then return to the subject of D&D. Starting with Separation. The call to adventure. This is where the universe aligns to inform the hero that it's time to pursue their destiny. The hero must choose between remaining in the common world or venturing into the dark forest calling out to them. In Campbell's opinion, this symbolizes one's instinct towards their vocation or calling.
See? You can do it.
The refusal to call usually comes soon after. Heroes often turn a blind eye to their destiny, choosing complacent existence over threat of death.
You don't know the First Order like I do. They'll slaughter us. We all need to run.
I run.
What? Fondue?
It's a character development thing.
But they soon find that there are fates worse than death. Prisons built brick by brick from regret upon regret, malforming potential heroes into villains. For those that decide to venture into the dark forest, it's likely they'll stumble across supernatural aid. This magical object or subject provides guidance.
Handbook for the recently diseased.
It comes in the form of a fairy godmother, witty AI, or tricky devil. This aid personifies the fused opposite of roles of guardianship, the protective and the dangerous. Think of it as symbolic of one's unconscious drive to go for what they want despite their conscious hesitation, the inscrutable feeling in our gut that leads the way at the peril of our rational ends.
It's cute, Delia.
Having accepted the call and whatever help they can get, the hero comes to the crossing of the first threshold. Sometimes the guardian here offers riddles.
And I should warn you that one of us always tells the truth and one of us always lies.
Other times the monster stands at the gates between both worlds as a hunter of men. Though not all heroes enter the forest at its darkest point, sometimes the darkest point of the forest comes for them. Like Jonah, swallowed up in the belly of the whale. Both stages symbolize rebirth and transformation, but the latter is one of forced transit into the alien world. The second part of the cosmogetic round, initiation, involves a road of trials. Rarely does the hero stand alone. The parallels to real life are plain to see. We all have dragons to slay and barriers to overcome. The meeting of the goddess. Somewhere along the way the hero might meet a goddess. I can see the eye roll from here, but this stage still has contemporary relevance. This stage is where the male hero drops his adolescent concepts of female power or faces dire consequences. Taken as metaphor, this is about men maturing their opinions on women so they don't end up some neck-bearded incel insisting they're a nice guy.
I said about you being a traitor and stuff. I was wrong.
This is not the princess, some paragon of beauty. This is the goddess, beautiful to be sure, but ugly as well. The paragon of life, death, and the promise of everything in between. Don't think Snow White. Think Diana, who turned Peeping Tom Actaeon into a deer and had his dogs tear him to shreds. Good thing the boys in Stranger Things gave Eleven her privacy.
See, over there, that's the bathroom. Privacy.
The stage is about men correcting their view of female power as something to either possess.
She's a weapon! Do you seriously want to fight the Demogorgon with your wrist rocket?
Or a terrible monster to be reckoned with.
I'm looking for some stupid monster! But did you ever stop to think that maybe she's the monster?
It's only once they stop looking through this profane lens that they see Eleven in her full nature. The goddess doesn't need to redeem the fact that she snaps necks and cashes checks. The boys need to redeem their understanding of women, and in doing so become men. The woman as temptress contrasts with the goddess. If the goddess is love, then the temptress is lust. Here the hero is tempted away from the righteous path and shown an easier one. The goddess and the temptress don't have to be women either. They can present themselves as immaterial forces, like the light side and the dark side.
You need a teacher! I could show you the ways of the Force!
Or the material temptation of a ring.
Mine.
Atonement of the Father.
Eleven.
Papa.
Yes, it's your papa.
Sometimes the hero is forced to atone with a father that is both ogre and protector. And in turn realize that the good and evil drives within us shouldn't be separated out, but recognized as essential parts of the whole. Again, atonement isn't relegated to simply fathers, as I'll discuss in my video on Last of Us. Apotheosis is when man becomes God, but it doesn't have to be a Dr. Manhattan situation. This is the moment when experience translates into mastery. If we continue to look at the stages through the lens of one's calling, this would be Gladwell's 10,000th hour. The hero is ready for their greatest battle. the ultimate boon. After completing the last trial and defeating the big bad, the hero receives the ultimate boon. Sometimes an object, sometimes the simplest knowledge that there exists a world beyond the veil of the commonplace where anything quested after is possible.